Hey guys, Razor here again for your weekly video. Today I figured I'd do something a little bit different rather than just kind of rant about a certain topic or give my opinion on a certain topic. I want to do a top 5 video because those seems to be what everyone on YouTube has been doing lately, and my top 5 video for this week today is going to be the top 5 things that PlayFusion can do for the quality of life in their app. Now, this is not anything to do with the game, nothing to do with card design, nothing to do with that. It's strictly what they can do in the app to make it more... more is a bad word. To make it fun and better to play around with and in. Now, some of these are not my opinions. They are other opinions that I've just heard on Discord that I thought were really good. But I will be saying them, of course, because this is a top 5 list that I think are the 5 most important things that they should be doing. Now, I don't necessarily have them ranked in order. Some of them may take a long time to do. Some of them are pretty easy fixes. But these are the top 5 things that I think PlayFusion should do in their app to just improve the quality of life overall. First one they need to do. They need to implement a casual standard mode for people to not play against people with wild cards or the legacy cards. Doing this will allow us to kind of just play test decks that people don't want to do in ranked. This was a decision, or not a decision, this was a comment that people have been making on the Discord channel a lot. They really want to just test out decks without going into ranked, because ranked right now has a set meta, and we've discussed this previously, of cages, of other things like that, that you really just want to see if you can pull off a really fun and unique design. But with ranked and casual being 2 separate modes, you can't really do that. You can't really go into casual and have the same impact that it would have on ranked. You can't test a deck out in casual before you jump on ladder in ranked because of the different game modes. You go into casual, you go against people who are running Spectral Web, who are running Exterior Defender, all this stuff that's been banned and rotated out of standard. And then if you try and build a fun deck that you just want to see works, and you go into standard, you go against the tier metas that are out there right now, the people that have the meta decks that just want to climb ladder. I think adding in a casual standard mode is soon to be a must thing for the game. Otherwise, the only people we're going to have are the people playing the game are going to be the people who only play with the legacy cards in casual and the people who only want to climb ladder in ranked. And that is really going to suffer the game mode in a sense where the people who only play ranked are your hyper-competitive people, which means your player base, your beginner base, is going to have a really hard time jumping in there without doing a bunch of other things first, without trying to grind out the cards in casual against the broken mill fatigue decks, where they just hate the game in general and want to quit. And then they go into ranked and they play against the tier decks over and over and over, no matter what standing they're at, because the player base for ranked right now just isn't there. So I think that getting a casual standard mode is a must thing to do in the game sooner than later. The second thing they need to do is they need to put a spectator mode into the game. They need to put a spectator mode into the game for several reasons. For one reason, if a friend is just watching another friend, being able to watch it on your phone as opposed to watching it over someone's shoulder, yes, you have it on the Switch, you have it on Steam, you have a bunch of other things that you can look at another person playing it. But even for Twitch viewers like me, like Law3rd, like Tetra, like Freshton, like everyone else who's been streaming the game lately, or has been in the past, it's really cool to be able to like host them and bring their game up on your screen and watch it and see what their plays are doing. Now, giving a spectator mode, what it'll also do, and this is a huge thing to do, is all of the online tournaments that are going out there by Delivery Crab and by Heroic Starfish. If you have spectator mode, you can have a setup just like every other TCG out there that's online digitally, where you can mirror and spectate those games and actually have someone stream the tournament live. And I think that's huge, just to be able to get your player base out there, just to be able to like, hey, we're having a tournament. Let's put it on Twitch so people can come watch the game, watch these high-level players play, and really get the game out there just from the community side. Having a spectator mode is almost a must in every single game out there that is a single player, like a card game like this at all, so that people can watch you, people can utilize these tools to then promote their game the way they want to, promote your game the way they want to. And like I said, having these online tournaments already being done and being run by people, being able to host them by, spectating and then commenting over them is a really great way to have people look at these top-end tournaments, hear about the tournaments outside of just Discord and Facebook, want to join in the tournaments, want to bring their list, want to see what they do against the best players that they've been seeing. Really gets everything cyclically going, because the internet is the best place to get your media, your source out there. And spectating is just another great way to be able to do that through Twitch and through YouTube and all these other videos. Number three is almost entirely a complete rehaul of the game board UI. Now, I'm not talking about the menu screens. I'm not talking about the deck building screens. I think those are fine for what they are. They're just, 2D UIs, all that stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with the game menus, all that stuff like that. What I am talking about is the game board state. You almost need to put your game into a 3D state. You look at every other single game out there that you're competing with. We have Eternal, we have the new Elder Scrolls Legend game, you have Hearthstone, you have Magic the Gathering Arena. So many card games out there right now. Every single one of them has a 3D aspect to it. And the thing they also have to it is their board layout is not the same as their tablet or their phone layout. It has a much more unique and pleasantly viewable layout where there's a lot of actually empty space. And this is really important because if you're playing on a TV, you're playing on a Switch, you're doing anything streaming-wise computer, you want an empty source of layouts so the people who stream your game, like me, like Lolly, like Tetra, all these people who have done it, they have that empty space to be able to put Twitch ads, to be able to put their camera without blocking the viewer stuff, to be able to utilize the empty space so that people can make add-ons for deck trackers, for win-losses, all this stuff on there. That when making the game for a better, bigger platform for streaming purposes, you really need to think about what other people can do advantageously with your game. And the UI, I think the board layout is a huge must for that. Not just going 3D, but also your board layout. You cannot be hiding cards on that board anymore. You need to show the entire board layout without having a scroll option so that you can see the entire board all at the same time. This will make it really huge for spectating and for hosting for digital tournaments to be able to see the board at the entire time without having people go, okay, well, I see those 3 cards, but what else does he have on his board? And then the person has to scroll back and forth, and the people who are watching it, trying to spectate it, trying to understand what's going on, they don't have to ask that many questions because they can look at the board state. Your hand, same thing. You need to find a way to have your entire hand show up on the screen without having to scroll back and forth. Like I said, this is fine for the phone and tablet because those are things that you play in your pocket. You have limited space size. But on a TV, on a monitor, you need to be able to utilize the entire screen and actually have dead space on the monitors on your sides for those ads. You need to be able to see the entire board state all at once. This is huge. This is almost a must. And I think if you do this, if you're able to really work hard and get a really clean 2D, or not 2D, 3D board state where you can see everything on the board, being able to make videos of certain plays for YouTubers, they're like, yeah, he had this board, this is the board state setup, what do you think we need to do here? Being able to host tournaments like this, it's really important to have all information in front of you without relying on the person who's playing the game to scroll through their things so that the viewers can see and can kind of comment on the entire board state. That is a huge thing. Number two, I guess number 3 if you're counting in that reverse order, whatever, is, and I cannot stress this enough, digital packs need to not have reprints in them. This is huge. This is easy to do. I think this is something they could do like by the weekend. You need to get rid of digital reprints in packs. Physical packs have 13 cards in them. Digital packs have 5. There is no reason for you to have reprints in your digital packs. That way people who want to get the old cards can buy the old set packs. You still have them on sale, right? You still can buy them from the store. That way people aren't spending a bunch of gold on packs that will eventually probably get them like 2 or 3 reprint cards of shards. And they're like, wow, I really wanted some of the newer cards. I have to splurge a whole bunch of gold, splurge a whole bunch of shards to make sure I get the cards I want. I have several packs that I opened where I had a bunch of Awakening reprints in Wave 4. There is almost 130, it's probably like 145 new cards in Wave 4. There is no reason in a digital pack that gives you 5 cards to have any of those cards be reprints. That is ridiculous to me. I think that is absurd. It's fine to have it in physical because, like I said, you have literally over twice the amount of cards in a single pack. That if you want to put the reprints in physical, that's fine. In digital, I do not want to see any more reprints in my digital card packs from here on out. Because if I open something from Wave 5 and it has a reprint from Kindred, and it's like, yeah, we wanted to keep this card going, so we reprinted it. I already have that card. If I wanted to get that card, I'll go buy a Kindred pack. I want the new cards from the new digital set. Do not have reprints in your digital packs. It's detrimental to buy a new pack because you're looking for the new cards and you get 2 or 3 reprints in there going, wow, if I wanted these, I could have bought an Awakening pack. If I wanted these, I could have bought a Kindred pack. I want the new cards. They should be in the new packs. And the last but not least, and this one I did say for the very end. This one is probably, and I've said it before several times, this is me consumulating, really constricting it down. They need to rework their reward system and what they hand out. Your game as a digital game has in-game currency, whether it be gems, coins, or shards. I do not want a majority of my packs to be power cards, to be energy, to be anything really but gold or cards. What you can do with this, if you really minimalize and restrict what your currency is that you get from rewards as to gold or cards, gold you then take to the in-game store, right? Use that gold in the in-game store. You buy your packs if you want to play cards. You buy the packs with those golds. You get shards to craft the cards you really want. I personally think it's great to do it this way because then you can put a chest in there for campaign modes for like 100 gold. The campaign mode chest can have 2 or 3 rewards that are either energy or power cards for the campaign mode. I really don't want to have to get out of like playing casual or ranked or standard out of those chests power or energy cards, because I've heard people say this before. You can't disenchant the power cards. You only can use them in campaign modes. You're literally shoving the idea that, hey, we have a campaign mode. You should go play campaign mode. Here's a really bunch of fun power cards that you can get to go play campaign mode. If people have no incentive or no wanting to jump into campaign mode, they're getting dead resources in energies and in power cards that they can't disenchant, they can't shard, they can't do anything with other than just accumulate them. So those rewards are dead rewards. They're not getting anything from buying the game. By limiting yourself to either gold, shards, or even random cards or packs or whatever you want to do, you're allowing the people who do want to play campaign mode to find a way to grind gold out of campaigns, out of casual, out of standard, whatever you want to do. By playing the game, you grind the gold, and then to spend that in-game currency on the rewards that they want to buy. It's literally let the player play your game the way they want to. You already have a lab that you can upgrade to gold and shard and create cards out of shards. You have so many ways to get campaign cards that there should be no reason for them to start accumulating them in the base reward chests, in any of that stuff. That I think it'd be great to limit yourself on what you're giving them to either gold, shards, or cards or packs or whatever you want to do with them, so that then people can spend the currency, the in-game currency, on the rewards that they want to get. Right now, our rewards are way too spread out. Like I said, you have cards, you have packs, you have chests, you have 3 different types of chests, right? You have 3 different types of chests, which all can then give you energy, power cards, more packs, more cards, more shards, sometimes gold. Like, those chests are way too sporadic and way too random of all of the vast variety of things that you can give them. When I would much rather have a chest just open up and give me like, hey, here's 25 gold and here's a card, or like a mega chest, here's 50 gold, here's a booster pack, something like that, so that I can then take my gold that I have earned and spend it in the store on something that I want to do to further my game progress. Like I said, if it's a campaign mode, I'll spend all that gold to buy a bunch of campaign chests and get energy, get power cards, get all that stuff for gold. If I want to spend it on actually building a good deck for ranked mode, I'll buy booster packs. I'll do all a bunch of the stuff with the in-game gold. And then shards can be used for, crafting cards in campaign modes, or crafting cards for ranked and casual stuff like that. That you really need to limit yourself on what you're giving your player to just the currency or just the cards, so that especially new players that come in, if you start giving new players nothing but power cards and energy cards, and all they want to do is play on ranked, play competitively, and try and climb the ladder, they're going to have a much harder time to get these resources in the game as opposed to the people that have been playing for a long time. You really should start making the app more free-to-play friendly. Because if people get invested in this game, like I know they will from playing your amazing game on the app, from getting that word out, they'll buy the physical cards and want to go to these physical events. They'll want to say, hey, if I buy the physical cards, I can scan them in and get gold that way. But you need gold in this game to do anything. And if you're being very skimpy on giving your gold out through the reward system like that, there's not a whole lot of things people can do. And if they're not enjoying the app that's free to play, if they're not enjoying the app, 9 times out of 10, those people that aren't enjoying the app game will not then invest in the physical card game, because they're already thinking, oh, this game, it's really hard to play. If I want to be good at it, I have to like spend physical money on a game that I just picked up on my phone that I was having fun with, but the in-game currency is too difficult to get. Playing these campaigns with cards that I've never heard of because I'm new to the game, it's really all disorienting. And I really wanted to try and love this game, but it's hard to when everything in Legacy is just broken with a whole bunch of different erratas, all this stuff like that. People are playing Fatigue. People are still playing the old stall decks. Ranked is littered with top-tier players. It's really hard to climb Ranked, I think, right now. I'm not sure. I haven't been in Ranked. But it's going to feel that way to these new players. And then they're just going to be like, well, I didn't have fun with the game. There wasn't a whole lot of way to grind out gold to then buy the tier lists, to buy the packs, to craft the cards, to do all this stuff, because they were giving me campaign rewards. They were giving me single-player adventure rewards out of stuff that I needed to build for Ranked. And they're going to be like, okay, well, if they're focusing on single-player campaign, I don't need to worry about buying the physical packs. And I don't think that's a really good model to go with. So I think that really restricting yourself on what you're giving them for rewards needs to be down to in-game currency, and then let the player choose what they do with the currency to further their own quality of life in the game, whether it's buying packs, whether it's buying single-player content like power cards and energy and stuff like that, or what have you. But let the player choose, as opposed to giving them so much thrown at them that you're not even really giving them a chance to play the game they want to play. Because half of the rewards that they're getting might not even be usable, or no, it's all usable, but might not even be something that they want to even touch. So that's just a dead reward, and it feels really bad to open a chest and be like, oh, I'm not going into campaign mode. I got a zero value chest out of leveling up or doing something special. It feels bad to have no reward after a chest. You open up, you're like, oh, I get a reward, and then have it be nothing you want to use. So I think for me, those are probably the top 5 things that just in the quality of life in the digital app alone are going to be huge if they change those. I think they're going to be huge. If they give a spectating, or trying to do this in the order, if they do a casual standard mode to let players test out different crazy fun ideas that are not top tier lists on the ranked mode. If they don't want to climb, but they just want to try something else out without going against a bunch of legacy cards, casual standard mode is a must. Spectating is a must if you want your digital game to really break through in the Twitch and the YouTube and all these things, so that people who have these online tournaments, which in my opinion are becoming more frequent than your physical tournaments are, it's a great way for people to hear about this game and the commenters describing the gameplay as their own pace, to then have people just tune into Twitch and watch a tournament, see who's doing really well, see what kind of decks they're bringing to the table. They're not just the tier meta lists. People are probably bringing a deck with a little bit of card changes and as to why they did those changes. And you can really get people's insight to talk about the game for the new players to watch and be like, oh, that's a really interesting way that he added this card in to beat this certain archetype. That's really, I never even thought about that. And then it starts getting more players as people just want to play down and watch the game. I'm one of those visual players. I love to play the game, but I also love to watch other people play it, see what goes through on their mind. Get the game board updated and brought into essentially the 21st century. It was great when it was on the phone. It was great when it was on the tablet. You had the perfect layout. But now you're on Steam. Now you're on Switch. You have a monitor. You have a TV. Really help push this through to the next level. Go 3D. Have the board state fully visible. Have empty space for streamers and ads and all the other whatnots for add-ons to the game that players want to do with the game, so that they don't have to worry about taking up valued screen time or value screen space that the game is already taking up and acquiring. Every other TCG out there that's online has done this very well and effectively. I think it's time you guys do the same. Number 4. Oh God, what was number 4? Number 4 was huge. No reprints in the digital booster packs. Please. There's only 5 cards in a digital booster pack. There's 13 in a physical. I don't want digital reprints in my booster packs. I don't want them. There's no need for them. You have specific packs, and if people want to get those cards, go to that set that they want them from. Then buy the new set if they want the new cards. You have enough cards coming out per set. There's no reason to put reprints in these new digital booster packs. And number five, slim down what your rewards are to just the currency and let the player play your game the way they want to, by giving them gold, by giving them shards, and by giving them cards or booster packs, whatever you want to do. But don't keep giving them solo player campaigns, cards, power cards, energy, if they never want to touch campaign mode. Don't give them rewards that they're going to shrug at and go, well, this is boring. If they want avatars, have them like buy an avatar chest. Do something with cosmetics that are different than just giving them out as rewards. If you want to craft a certain avatar, go craft it. If you want to buy a chest with a bunch of avatars, give them gold to buy that chest. Don't just keep giving them this. If anything, if you do it this way, your level up rewards can be cosmetic avatars. If you reach a certain level, you'll unlock a certain cosmetic avatar, which will be really unique, which would be a really great way to also have people then play orders that they normally wouldn't, because they want to try and get a really cool nature hero avatar, like one of the rare ones. Oh, you got to reach level like 40 in nature? All right, trying to build a nature deck and go into ranked and see what I can do in nature, and then really grind out nature to get those avatars. I think that'd be a really great way to do it, is to have them a level progress. If they want game mats, you already have them for shards. Give them shards to get these game mats. Really make the cosmetics something you have to earn and then buy, as opposed to just randomly getting. And all you have to do for that, all you have to do is limit the rewards to the in-game currency so that players can spend it the way they want to and not feel bad when they get dead resources from rewards that they didn't want anyway. That's it for my top 5 video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope PlayFusion gets some feedback. If you like it, please like the video down below. Start a discussion down below. What are some of the things that you wish the quality of life would improve upon? I know PlayFusion is going right ahead and starting to do their own things. Some good, some bad. We can discuss this here. Definitely the time. So, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you again next week for the next video. Not sure what it is, but we'll find out a week, won't we? Thanks, guys.